Hi, it's Webb from the Webb Law Firm here in Seattle. Coming here to talk to you about Field Sobriety Tests and what you can expect as far as if it's before you're being arrested, what's going to happen. So, first of all, I would say don't do them. They're highly subjective. How these officers were trained to administer these tests is inherently different than how they're actually administered in the field. And so, but what you can expect is that there will be 3 tests, what's called standardized field sobriety tests, that are, quote, standardized by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, where they did some validation studies and had some figures on what they felt was to be accurate. But this was a properly administered test, and again, it's highly unlikely your test was properly administered even under the conditions in which they were given. But that would involve a horizontal gaze nystagmus test, which is an eye test, which the officer would move the stimulus from side to side along a horizontal plane, looking for involuntary jerking of your eyes. The officer then concludes, because it's the only thing he's been taught, that alcohol caused that, where it can be 40 plus different things that might cause that involuntary jerking of your eyes. Then there's a walk and turn test, which is basically what they call divided attention task, requiring you to step in a particular pattern, turn, and step back and count out loud and do a number of other things like, keeping your arms at your sides and looking down at your feet and things of that nature. And then there's finally a one-leg stand, which you stand on one leg and you balance. There are some other supplemental tests that some officers utilize, like Seattle Police Department utilizes many other supplemental tests other than the 3 standardized tests. That's what you can expect, but the best way to avoid even having that subjective test being presented in court is to decline. There's a case out there in Washington that insinuates that it can be used against you to show some sort of consciousness of guilt. So the best thing you can do is say, hey, I watched a video, I talked to an attorney, told me not to do them because they're subjective. And so that doesn't necessarily indicate a consciousness of guilt, so you can defeat that argument from the state by simply saying I've been advised not to do them. So my 2 cents on field sobriety tests. If you want to talk more about it, if you've been arrested, you're facing a DUI, have a friend or family member that's going through that process, give me a call. We can talk about it. I've utilized a particular type of argument, which I'm not going to show here on video, but in cross-examination of officers with respect to field sobriety tests, it's extremely effective. Juries have told me it was very convincing to them that I utilized in most cases that I have a field sobriety test. And so come talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about with respect to actually arguing the admissibility of field sobriety test in front of a jury.